Okay, I want to talk about Boise State County jobs. So these are the regular jobs. First, I want to talk about City Council. This is the bread and butter backbone of Boise State. So there's 30 cities, and each city is going to have these positions of president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. Their jobs are ordinances and projects. They have both policy-based projects and then construction-based projects. And some things I also will go over is like taxes and stuff like that. And then county commission works on a similar level, but at the county level. So their job is to take care of the county, similar, building stuff. And then kind of there can be money that is exchanged between these two groups. So if the counties all want a hospital, but it's too expensive, they could all give money to the county commission, and a county could build a state or a county-wide hospital to service the entire community in that regard. And then kind of the different people, like city council will pay 50% welfare, and county commission may pay, I think it was like 40% of the healthcare. And so they kind of do some stuff like that as well that's kind of interdependent, but really ordinances, projects, building up the city, and kind of laws that affects residents on those both of these levels. That would be their jobs. Then you have the departments. I was in the Department of Humanities. Really, our job was to write grants. So we had a budget from the state, and our job is to help the city and counties build what we need to build, depending on what department it was in. So if you wanted to build a mine, then you go to Department of Natural Resources because that involves natural resources. Department of Economy and Humanities, if you were going to build like a business thing or like roads or something like that, that would be part of the economy. Because if you have better roads, then you'll have more trucks, and kind of that helps boost the economy. Department of Humanities is more human services. So schools, prisons, hospitals, stuff like that is stuff, libraries, stuff like that. The Department of Humanities would help the cities and counties build through grants. Also, want to talk about senators and House of Representatives. There are 30 total senators. There's one per city. So that's how you get 30 cities, 30 senators. Our city, Jansen, sent one, so there are 3 per county as far as senators go, but we were split up into our cities to hold these elections. Then House of Reps would be 60, 2 per city. That leads to 60, so that's 6 per county in the House. And so as you can kind of see, the Senate is exactly half of the size of the House. So the senator has a bigger vote, but there's less people in there to work on it, kind of thing. And then party leaders, their job is to get party members elected into state office. Into state office. And so I was a party leader and in Department of Humanities. So as a party leader, we wrote a party platform and organized the caucus. I'll go way more in depth on the caucus about the caucus in my daily review, but kind of the caucus was the thing, and in the state jobs, but caucus is the way that you would get to the state level government in a way. I want to go over how these people were elected. Um, County commission and senators and all these guys were elected. City council is kind of like the leftovers, so sorry, city council people, they just kind of seem less important, which they kind of were because they didn't win any seats, but they still had a lot of power to do what they did. My friend turned his city way around, even though he was just a council secretary on the council. I think he had a blast of a time, really making his city thrive. County commission, once again, similar to the highway sheriff thing. Go up there, I want to be in county commission because of these reasons. Department, same thing. Walk up there, say your name, a little spiel, and then go in the hall, and then they'd vote and raise hands. The senators and the House representatives were broken into cities. So we went to our cities and we're like, hey, okay, we want who wants to be senator, who wants to be in the House. I liked one of our guys when he ran for the House. He's like, well, I live in a house, so I think I'm fairly qualified to work in the House. And then party leaders, two parties, nationalists and federalists. I was a nationalist, so we were more conservative, and the other people were federalists. Well, nationalists and federalists, excuse me. And they split us into each different party, and then you would have technically two per county, but really how it broke up was one per party per county. So from my county, we had both one nationalist guy and one federalist guy. And so that's kind of how Boise State was broken up and kind of what you would do to get each of those positions. Hope that was helpful.